Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
Edmonton police are cracking down on homeless encampments around the city while public concern grows.
The disorder is very, very disconcerting to anyone.
Shelters for survivors of domestic abuse are nearly full, while calls continue to rise.
We have another building, it's called the Home Next Door, where you can stay up to 2 years.
And a look at the highways with no more photo radar traps.
We have come to the conclusion that some photo radar sites are indeed designed to generate revenue, not to improve safety.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening and welcome to NAIT NewsWatch. Edmonton has recently seen a spike in homeless camp removals.
With so many tents spread around the city, they're doing their best to clear as many as possible. But is it too little too late before the problem gets out of control? Our Ben Loan joins us live from the NAIT hallways with more on that story.
Thank you, Abby and Jana. Urban camping has been illegal in Edmonton for quite some time. But with homeless shelters and organizations like the Hope Mission nearing capacity, Edmonton's homeless population has overflown onto the streets full of unsafe living conditions and illegal activity. Close to Commonwealth Stadium, people were sorting through their belongings and tearing down tents. This is one of many encampments that the city has taken down this year. Complaints about the homeless have jumped up 70% to 16,000. And 4,500 encampments have been investigated. Superintendent Keith Johnson has worked with the Edmonton Police Service for over 26 years and has seen how these encampments have impacted local communities.
The negative impact it has on the true vulnerable that are in the encampments, a household that sees a tent outside their home, it's causing irreparable damage.
Some of the biggest issues in these camps include violence, weapons, most commonly bear spray and machetes, addiction, pedophilia, and human trafficking. These unsafe conditions have also taken human life. In 2023 alone, 2 people died after a fire ravaged through a camp on 100th Street, and a woman was found with stab wounds in a camp near Wayne Gretzky Drive. Seeing
2 people die in that fashion within eyesight of a shelter as a society, how can we accept that?
To help get more people into shelters, the province recently approved 1,700 new spaces in our city, but that still may not be enough to provide a reliant solution.
Right now the status quo is not working, and it's going to require change in the future in order to deal with this issue appropriately.
The Edmonton Police Service is actively working with the City of Edmonton to remove these high-risk encampments. It is recommended you call 311 if you see any encampments in your neighborhood, and call 911 if you witness any illegal activity happening within them.
So Ben, with the cold weather upon us, what negative effects does it have on the people living in these camps?
As people stay in these camps throughout the winter, they are at a higher risk of contracting frostbite or chilblains, which can lead to the amputation of limbs. And with most people using open flames as their source of heat, they are more prone to igniting these encampment-wide fires that we have seen happen.
And the city of Edmonton has recently been criticized over their treatment of these encampments. Can you tell us more about that?
I sure can, Jana. In August of this year, the City of Edmonton was sued by the Coalition for Justice and Human Rights as the group believes that these encampments removals violate the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. That hearing is slated to take place January 11th.
Thank you, Ben. That's Ben Loan reporting live from the NAIT hallways.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
The Alberta Council of Women's Shelters just released their 2023 data release. It shows a record 10-year high for calls to domestic shelters, and they are struggling to accommodate survivors due to the lack of shelter space.
So the ones come down, we book the laundry room, and yeah.
Wings is just one of the many shelters across Alberta that is affected by the rise of calls for help. Because of stagnant funding and without any additional resources, it is also difficult to support complex needs such as legal aid, immigration, and childcare, among many others. Executive Director Kathy Collins says affordable housing continues to be a challenge at Wings.
We're working with housing agencies, with other agencies to ensure that these people have housing when they leave here. We have another building, it's called the Home Next Door, where you can stay up to 2 years, and that was built recognizing the housing crisis.
Survivors who are struggling to find affordable housing when they leave are accommodated at Home Next Door with continued services from Wings. If you wish to help the shelter, they are open for donations and volunteers.
Online shopping for gifts has grown increasingly popular, but as more and more people are buying online to get ready for the holiday season, more thefts occur when packages are left out on porches. Porch pirate season has begun and has increased over the past 2 years. A recent FedEx survey says that 28% of their respondents never receive packages and have them stolen by porch pirates. While some people get caught with doorbell cam footage, more are left with their awaiting packages gone.
It's very important that if something is stolen, like if you do have something that goes missing from your porch, to contact police and let us know, because if we don't know that those things are being stolen and if things are happening in your areas, then we can't go out and then investigate those things that are happening.
To help keep your packages safe, various providers such as Canada Post suggest that you make sure to track the packages and leave instructions to deliver them in a more hidden or discreet location, and also to install a doorbell camera so if something is stolen, the pirate can be easier to track down.
A new initiative aims to help residents make the right call when they feel unsafe in their own neighborhood. See Something, Say Something is the concept behind Arts on the Ave's new campaign, Make the Call. It encourages communities to report a crime, big or small, to make their neighborhoods safer. Make the Call is in partnership with EPS to collect the data needed to prioritize areas that need help.
We're the eyes and ears. We know what the problems are in our own community, so it's reporting that, letting the people who need to know so that they can make effective change.
Make the Call is part of Green Alleys, a bigger campaign that promotes safer and greener alleys around Edmonton. For those interested in reporting an incident, a full list of contacts are available on their website.
The government of Alberta announced a ban of photo radar vehicles on Edmonton and Calgary's ring roads that will go into effect starting today, December 1st. The Anthony Henday, which is Edmonton's ring road, has around 22 photo radar vehicles, many of them being in fishing hole locations, which cause more revenue than hazards.
We have come to the conclusion that some photo radar sites are indeed designed to generate revenue, not to improve safety. So this single site here at Ray Gibbons Drive is one of these fishing holes.
Edmonton Police Services Chief Dale McPhee said in a statement that the safety of our roadways continues to be a major focus for EPS. We appreciate that the government of Alberta will be consulting law enforcement about the changes to photo radar, and it will be closely monitoring it. Ray Gibbon Drive and Anthony Henday Drive handed out around 6,000 tickets last year, generating approximately $800,000 in revenue. The vehicles will be moved from such locations and into construction zones, neighborhoods, and areas with high speeding rates to maintain driver safety.
Coming up after the break, we find out what NAIT students are up to for the holidays.
That's right, Jana. And then we hit NewsWatch End Zone for a peek at NAIT sports teams and their successes in the first semester of action.
I'm Brent Porneshi, and this week on sports, we take a look at how well the Ooks are doing going into the winter break, as well as golfing in December. Stay tuned to find out more.
This weather's finally starting to catch up to our regular chilly December air, but this river's still flowing. And where's all the snow? I'll tell you all about our snowless November and our upcoming weather forecast after the break.
Jana, I was thinking about it, and I can't remember the last time we've been in December with no snow on the ground.
Actually, Abby, now that I think about it, I don't remember as well. But hopefully Elijah Nactagal can give us some insight with the weather forecast.
Well, Jana and Abby, you're right. It's actually been a long time since we've made it to December without seeing any snow. And Abby, I know you're a skier and a snowboarder yourself. You're probably thinking, wake up, it's the first of the month, where's the snow? It's been 15 years since we made it this far with nothing. But you know what we do have? We have the weather, the temperature, everything around the province. Let's take a look here down south in Calgary. Calgary, 0% chance of precipitation, so they're not looking at any snow on Saturday, but they have an overnight low of -8 and a high of 3, so it's above 0. It's kind of nice. Let's head over to the mountains. Maybe they got some snow. Look at that, 30% chance of precipitation. So maybe, I wouldn't put all your money on that, but there might be some snow on the mountains this weekend. They're looking at a high of -1 and an overnight low of -9. So it's pretty good. Let's head up north now over to Fort McMurray. Fort McMurray, another 0% chance of precipitation. I don't know what it is, it's not coming yet. But they're looking at -5 for a high and -12 for an overnight low. Not too bad for this year. Bring it down local, we'll come to Edmonton. Same, 0% chance of precipitation, but we're looking at a high of -3 with an overnight low of -13. And that's pretty on par with the averages we usually have. Average in Edmonton, usually it's pretty chill. We're looking at high of -4 and a low of -13. So exactly what we're experiencing right now. Just pretty dry this year. Our records though, we have had a high of 14. That is pretty impressive, really beautiful now. That was back in 1941. And a low of -33 back in 1880. So probably getting their horses and carriages stuck back then, really cold in that snow. But we're doing good right now. Ben Elijah Noctegal, NAIT NewsWatch Weather.
NewsWatch Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
Well, Jana, I don't know about you, but I'm very excited for winter break.
Of course, I'm also excited for the break, Abby. I can't wait to kick back and relax for a while. For this week's question of the week, we went to get some ideas for the break and ask NAIT students what their plans are between the semesters.
The term is almost finished, and while many students still need to get through their final exams, some have started planning their winter breaks already. To figure out what they are looking forward to, we chatted with NAIT students about their plans for the winter break.
My plans for this winter break is to just relax and try to catch up on all my shows and my video games and probably watch hockey.
I'm going on a ski trip with my brothers and my friends in BC.
I'm going to be going home to Edson and watching my parents' dog.
To set a new record for myself for reading in a short period of time.
Just spending time with my family and shopping.
Let us know what you're looking forward to over the break in the comments below. And don't forget to follow The Nugget on TikTok for NAIT news, entertainment, and more.
Abby, have you gone to any UX games this year?
No, Jana, I actually haven't had a chance. I'm just too busy with school and work.
I totally get that. But maybe our Brennan Porneshny could tell us more and what we've missed in sports.
Thanks, guys. The end of the semester is approaching. That means winter break is on the horizon. Now, most students are taking a break from school, but some are taking a break from school and sports, as our NAIT UX are on the break until the new year.
Passing shot by Osepchuk, tipped in front by Schmidt.
The UX are officially on their winter break, taking time off between semesters to refresh before coming back this January to continue the season. The men's hockey team currently holds the first place spot in the ACAC, and the team's coach has no worries that they will lose form.
Practice until December 14th is our last day, and then the guys get a good little break. We'll have optional practices right at the start of January, late December even, and then get going fully January 8th.
Phil Lamar is excited for the team to return from break and is encouraging his players to take time off ice and get the well-deserved rest that they need for when they come back to take on St. Trojans on January 12th. While the fall 2023 semester boasts one of the strongest freshman takeovers in NAIT history, UX teams are staying competitive in the ACAC, including championship runs. As we near the winter break, here's our own Tristan Johnston to give us the wrap on the semester in UX sports.
They got it going. They got to get it going. They got to go. What do they kick up here? From three. Hits it!
Many teams have found success through the first half of the 23-24 season.
Like the chemistry just right off the bat was very good between everybody on the team.
The UX men's and women's soccer teams both earned championship berths after finishing second and third in their divisions respectively. 90 minutes in, the men found themselves tied 2-2 against the Keano Huskies in the finals, eventually folding in penalty kicks. The men's soccer team has found sustained success the last few seasons, and 2024 will see another competitive team enter the championship mix. After securing the third playoff spot in the division with a 7-3-2 record, the women would face the St. Trojans in the first round. After going down 3 goals, Peyton Boyne would net a goal to wrap the first half, but with no scoring in the second, this would be the end of the road for the Ook Soccer this season.
Martin spins around, headman pass, and Chandro has her second of the night.
Ook's women's hockey is dominating the competition with 10 wins in just 15 games. The Ooks will come out of the break into January's games with an 8-1 record against these teams. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing for this women's Ooks team. They started off with 4 straight losses, but now are one of the top teams in the ACAC. After high hopes were crushed and a playoff loss to Briarcrest, the Ooks men's volleyball team is looking for a bounce-back season with brand new head coach Phil Dixon.
He said, don't worry about volleyball and the outcome of what's going on in practice and stuff like that. Worry about being a good teammate and just kind of building off each other early into the season.
His impact has already touched this team, acquiring a 6-3 record. Hopes remain high for the remaining Ooks athletic teams, as men's hockey leads the charge with an 8-1 record in their last 9 games. Women's volleyball is making a strong comeback from last season, a team that only won 3 of 19 games. Both basketball teams are using their freshman talent to good use, sitting in the middle of their division, motivated to push for playoff spots. For End Zone Sports, I'm Tristan Johnston.
It's the start of December, and for most golf courses, golf season has been over for quite some time. But one golf course is still keeping its greens open as we go into holidays. Terrapines Golf Course was busy with golfers this past Tuesday, as the course remains open and tee times are still available for booking. With the warmer weather and the lack of snow, the course's trees are also to thank for the course still being open.
When the course was built back in the late 80s, we put in pine trees opposed to leafy trees. So there's a huge cost incurred to maintain courses and remove leaves from the bunkers.
The course is playing it day to day, keeping up with the weather, and has no immediate plans to close in the near future. To book a tee time, visit terrapines.com. Well, ladies, any plans to go golfing before the holidays?
Not really interested myself.
Yeah, although there's no snow on the ground, it's still just a bit too cold to be braving the outside for me.
Yeah, I'm not much of a golfer either, and yeah, it's just really chilly too, right? Even though there's no snow. But it's almost admirable to see those guys golfing, how dedicated they are to golf.
Yep, for sure. Thank you so much, Brennan. Coming up after the break, our NAIT athletes may be done for the year, but holiday events are starting to get underway.
And our Avery Irvine explains what a 6-foot-tall rabbit has to do with the holidays.
I'm Avery Irvine for NAIT NewsWatch. And this week in entertainment, we'll be taking a look at this guy. In the Walter Dale Theater's version of the play Harvey by Mary Chase. And not only that, we'll be looking into a Ukrainian Christmas market that's taking place this weekend. All that and more coming up after the break.
NAIT 2023 team jackets are brought to you by Refined RX Medical Aesthetics and Invincible Team Financial Group.
Hey Abby, have you gotten any gifts for your family for the holiday season?
Well, Jana, I did get my sister some really cool pit vipers on Amazon for $20, but they're so cool I think I'm going to keep them for myself. So now I'm back to square one and have no idea what to get her.
Well, no worries on that. There are a lot of Christmassy events coming up and they will probably have stuff for your sister there. Let's head on over to entertainment where Avery Irvine can give us more gift ideas.
Thanks, guys. And as you said, Abby, with it being the holiday season, figuring out what to get as a gift can be pretty difficult. A good gift to give family or friends who can appreciate a good story might be to gift them tickets for the Walter Dale Theater's upcoming performance, Harvey by Mary Chase. This play discusses big life topics with light, laughter, and love through the story of a man and a 6-foot-tall white rabbit named Harvey. Harvey is a play made by Mary Chase, an American playwright, in 1944. It's about a man named Elwood P. Dowd who finds true friendship and unconditional loyalty in Harvey, though he's the only one who can see him. This leads Elwood's family and friends, more specifically his sister, to question his sanity and try to have him committed. in a comical turn of events, Elwood's sister is the one who gets committed instead.
It doesn't force feed the audience. Like, the story gets to go on. You get to hear about and chat about and kind of make your own choices as to what you think Harvey maybe is or isn't. And I've always loved that about the play. It doesn't say like, Harvey is this, so walk out of the audience feeling like this. You get to make your own decision as you see Harvey through each of the characters' eyes.
The Walterdale Theatre is excited to feature live caption streaming for deaf or hard of hearing audience members on the first Friday of each show's run for its 65th season. The show runs from December 6th to 16th, and tickets are available for purchase on their website, www.walterdaletheatre.com. If you plan on getting family or friends a gift for the holidays that isn't tickets to go see Harvey, then think about getting them something local and homemade. The Ukrainian Christmas market coming up, which is by the Alberta Council for the Ukrainian Arts, also known as Aqua, is hosting their annual Christmas market this weekend featuring all sorts of Ukrainian goods. The annual Aqua Christmas Market is a long-standing community tradition for Ukrainians in Edmonton. Featuring art, crafts, food, and other Ukrainian goods, the market is an opportunity for local artists and kitchen artisans to sell their goods to shoppers during the busiest time of the year.
The Christmas market is kind of like any other Christmas market. It's a Christmas art market, but it focuses on the Ukrainian part. There's a number of food vendors. Of course, all are featuring a variety of Ukrainian foods. We have a number of artists, arts and crafts people, vendors that are doing Christmas themes.
The doors for the Aqua Christmas Market will open this Saturday, December 2nd at 11 a.m. and close at 3 p.m. Shoppers are encouraged to come as quickly and as early as possible as items sell really fast. So, have I convinced you guys to go either see Harvey in theaters or at the least go to the Christmas market?
I think you've convinced me to see Harvey. I'm very interested on seeing what a 6-foot-tall rabbit will look like on stage, but I don't really have the money for it right now, so I might have to skip it.
Well, I actually have some good news for you. So the Walterdale Theatre is hosting a student nights only this upcoming Tuesday. It's happening at 8 p.m. and all you have to do is show up with your student ID and you get to see the play for free.
What about you, Jana? Do you think you'll join me on that then?
I don't know. The Ukrainian Christmas market sounds really fun. I might check that out. Thank you, Avery. And that concludes the regular show of NAIT NewsWatch. Thank God it's over, Abby.
I 100% agree with you, Jana. I am ready for a long, long nap and for practicum to start.
Well, sorry to say this, but we're not done quite yet. Next week, we have 2 more extra shows on NAIT NewsWatch.
Well, I guess we will see all of you next week for some pretty interesting stories our team has been working hard on over the past few weeks. Until then, have a great night.